So in CVS, if you walk into the makeup area, I would walk in there and like study lighting.
Wait, hold on. You like showed up to CVS and Walgreens.
It sounds crazy.
Purposely just to study.
If you look up any sort of alcohol, every single picture on the internet I took. This is actually a menace arm sticking out the window. With
One mounting point, a safety chain on a menace.
Yeah.
Outside a window.
Yeah.
CinePacks,
What is up, and welcome to the CinePacks podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Casey. I have with me my co-host, Andy Chin.
And today we're with Joshua Libertine, who's a Los Angeles-based director of photography, who also directs, who shot for some of the biggest celebrities like Tyga, Kevin Hart, Chris Brown, Jamie Foxx, and so much more. Also worked with some of the biggest brands and companies like Adidas, Microsoft, BET, and the Lakers. Welcome to the show, dude.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I think let's just start from the beginning, right? Like, so you're born and raised in LA? And
I was born here.
How did you get into this world?
I really jumped into this when I started realizing that video was taking over photography.
Okay. Were you a photographer first?
Yeah. Okay. I started as a photographer, and like for the longest, like I tried to put video off because it's just like, photography. That's my like my bread and butter, you know. So that's what I love, and it was just like the biggest fear of like trying to overcome the hump of like what video actually is, because it's just like a string of photos and you have to light for so much more.
Yeah.
So it's just like the fear of that, and then learning something new. It's like learning a new editing program or something. It's just like the nervousness. But photography I started in 2006, I think. Yeah, it was 2006 when I started photography, and I kind of like played around with it like in high school, kind of took it seriously, went through the whole like trials and tribulations of like you start doing pictures of flowers and shit and girls, and then you pick up the plastic fantastic 1.8 50 mil and you're like, oh shit, I'm a photographer.
Superhero once you get that lens.
Right. It's just like once you discover that and you're like, oh shit, bokeh.
Yeah.
But from there I kind of put it down to follow like a real career in college. And then in college I studied medicine, evolutionary development, and then I transitioned over to art. I just didn't really know what to do for real. Then like 3 years into that, I ended up dropping out and then moving to Memphis. And in Memphis, I opened up a photo studio. I started shooting with Wilhelmina and like Ford and doing a couple different billboard campaigns, fashion stuff. I really just stayed in the fashion world.
Oh, how did you even get linked up with that? Like
knocking on a lot of doors, emailing a lot of people.
Just like cold emailing people?
Yeah, because like my entire circle in Memphis, they would always tell me, they're like, yo, bro, like what you do doesn't even belong here. Like fashion in Memphis, like come on, bro. Like no, like music videos maybe. And back then I didn't even realize that music videos were able to do. And then like even with Young Dolph, like I didn't even meet Dolph when I lived in Memphis. I met him when I lived out here, surprisingly enough. And actually Dolph was like one of the major reasons of why my video career even like did anything, honestly. But for Memphis and photography, like I just did like this high fashion thing that never really was part of the city, didn't really have a market out there. I was just like,
was that something you were interested in yourself though, like the fashion stuff? And is that why you reached out?
I think at my core, because during college I had a homegirl who owned a store. Her name's Ivy, and the store she owns named Misbehavin'. I used to do her photography for that. So like, and then at some point, like she made me like a buyer, so I'd come to LA and buy shit. It's like,
oh, what?
So like the fashion. So
you're actually working in the fashion.
Yeah, I even picked up smoking, bro. Yeah, I picked up smoking because of fashion. But yeah, so like that's where the photography. It's like during that time of my life, I think I was just avoiding like what I was truly passionate about, just because I was insecure about like really pouring into something that for my entire existence everyone said, oh, it's not a real fucking job.
It's like a hobby or
whatever. It's just like it's a hobby, like get a real job, you know. So it's just like I knew nothing. So like my family doesn't come from like photography or like creative space by any means. Like my mom's director of sales at the Cosmopolitan. So it's just like it's hospitality management, completely different from anything creative. It's very logistical. But I think that's where my love for the tech of film comes from, is probably from her. But it really, the way I grew in photography was like taking these pictures, and then, because I would get my inspiration from CVS and Walgreens. And it's like surprising, right? But it's just like, so in CVS, if you walk into the makeup area, like they have like these giant like psych wall photos of girls or like makeup campaigns, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I would always, I would walk in there and like study lighting from these pictures inside of CVS. So I just look at the reflections of the eyes of the models and be like, oh, okay, this is clamshell lighting. It's like 12 o'clock key. Like these are open sources. These are strip boxes. And then like, that's kind of how I learned photography. And then I got this.
You like showed up to CVS and Walgreens.
This sounds crazy.
Purposely just to study
Yeah,
professional
bro.
makeup. You're not just like, oh, I'm going to go buy some toilet paper today.
No,
and then like
dog.
stop in the aisle.
Damn.
You just
No, I'd go and
went there and studied.
I'd go to
It's like a
different
whole-
CVS's because all of them have different like
That's crazy.
billboards in there.
Yeah.
And like you do, like Maybelline has some really good stuff. Like Urban Decay, they have their stuff's way more moodier, but like everyone else does
you're
bright.
Like, actually,
Yeah,
you
bro.
know
It's deep
everything.
into it.
Down to
That needs to be like a photography class in like school. Like you
Yeah.
just pull up, like we're taking a field trip to CVS.
Yeah,
today.
bro. That I learned so much from that because
Yeah.
of that. I was just looking. I was just like, damn, how can I achieve that? And then I realized the catch lights.
Yeah.
The
I
catch
also
lights are the tall tale.
think there's something about like seeing it in the actual because like
The
obviously
end.
you could look it up online, but like if you're seeing it in the store, I feel like you're seeing the actual medium that it's going to
meant
be
to
on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so you're kind of just seeing how it actually plays. I
Yeah.
think.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
exactly,
I've
exactly.
never looked at.
No, please do. Next time you go,
Yeah,
you're like, damn,
I
this is
will.
good. This is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And then that's when I even picked up. I realized that one of the biggest things that like the difference between my work and like the stuff that was in CVS and Walgreens, because that's what I considered like the
Like
epitome of you know photography. High end shit was color, the skin tone rendition, and that's why I ended up switching to Sony from Canon. I think everyone in the world did at that time. And then the micro dodge and burn. So like that's when I picked up retouching, and then the attention to detail is like what grew from that. And then to the point where I actually started selling a retouching book in 2013, and I was teaching retouching classes in Memphis as well. And then the book's on Amazon. I think it's still on Amazon. I haven't sold shit in a long time, but I was teaching retouching and like all the little things. And it's just like I poured so much into it.
Yeah.
And then that's the other reason I didn't want to jump into video, because like I was so deep into photography. And then I used to work for this company called Snap 36, and I did product photography for them. And that's what also like allowed me to like really, really like, oh yeah, photography is a job. And then that's what cemented that photography was real for me. And I was like, oh shit, this is real. But we would just do archival photography for like products, just like boring shit, like motors and like I don't know if you know what Siemens is, or it's basically like if you look at any breaker box, they're all like Siemens breaker boxes and like that type of stuff, motors and shit. But 360 photography of that. And fun fact, like if you look up any sort of alcohol that existed before 2016, every single picture on the internet I took.
Wait, what?
Every single
That's part of the
photography.
archival stuff you're
Yeah.
saying? So you took photos.
Every single picture for Southern
Does
Glaciers.
this exist like in a library of some
No,
sort?
it's just
like
shit. Pull up anything.
It's just
that-
on Google.
any
What do you mean?
any sort of alcohol that's on a white background, I took that picture.
Wait,
Because
any? It has to be an older alcohol. You're saying?
no, anything.
Like
any
if I search,
alcohol, any
like
shit you could.
2000. Let me
Captain
see.
Morgan.
Yeah, so all the Captain Morgan product shots on white
This.
backgrounds,
You
I
shot
took all
this.
those. Every
You
single
shot
one.
that?
Yep,
And that.
yep. Every single alcohol
That's
you'll ever
crazy.
see
That's good.
on the internet that's distributed.
How long did
by-
that take to
that
shoot
was,
all of these alcohol bottles that ever
I think it
existed
was
in
like
the world?
a 80,000 SKU project,
Oh my god.
and it was across. It was supposed to be like a year or something, but we ended up. Quan and I, the guy who was here helping me, I met him in Memphis actually. And we ended up doing it for like 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
Of how many bottles are you shooting?
It was
per
like
day?
80,000. Oh, per day? I don't remember. Bro, but
It'd be like crazy amount.
It's crazy.
It's like
Did you
1,000
get to keep
a
them?
day.
huh? No,
keep some?
I didn't
None?
get to keep anything.
Oh.
Anything. I was just like that. Well, back then I didn't even drink, so it didn't
Okay.
matter. But
You should have hid like a little like signature in each
I
one.
did,
Oh, wait,
bro. I
what?
did. So there's a couple, and I took screenshots of it because Quan and I would also retouch them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like,
Oh, it's a
I'm
little
gonna
hidden
get caught
watermark.
now. Yeah, bro. I put my name, Josh, on a lot of the bottles, bro.
Oh,
Because we
sick.
would do
That's so
retouching, so on the
funny.
bottom corner of the label, but I don't think the res is that high to pull it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like on the bottom left, I made a stamp
Do you remember which bottles?
Hell yeah. There's a lot, bro. I did at least on 1,000 bottles.
That's how
crazy.
But so like my name is out there because I knew that like at some point I was just like, damn, it'd be cool to look back at this and be like, yeah.
That's a good story to tell. Like,
the quantity is so
grandkids.
big, they're not even going to be able to see that.
Yeah, it's not. But it was it was for Southern Glaciers. So Southern Glaciers is like the #1 distributor of alcohol in America. I think it's them and it's like another people, but they anyone who distributes alcohol is Southern Glaciers for real. Like if you're doing it on a large scale, like bars or anybody, they get their stuff from Southern Glaciers. And I did their entire catalog.
Wow.
So you said you moved around a little bit after that, and then what's kind of like the transition from photo to video?
And how did you get back to LA? Like, what was that?
Yeah. So what's that journey?
All right. So to double up on the Southern Glaciers conversation, that was I worked with this company, product photography company called Snap, and they just bounced me around from different places because they realized I was efficient at what I did. So then they put me in charge of workflow optimization. So I'd go to places and then just find out how to make it more efficient. And then ultimately they're like, hey, do you want to live in Chicago and be a studio manager? And at the time I was like 24, I think, 23. And they're like, yeah, we'll offer you a salary. And I was like, oh shit, salary? What are we talking? And they were like, oh, we're going to offer you 100. And I was like, nah, I need 175. Like cocky ass little 24-year-old. They're like, okay, when can you move here? And I was just like, shit, I'll move right now. And I literally put all my shit in my little Land Rover I had. And then I moved to Chicago. And this is how irresponsible I was, or like, I don't know, just like all over the place. They moved me there. I didn't have an apartment, didn't have anything. I was living, since my mom was the director of sales, like she was able to hook it up with hotel rooms. And I was like, hey mom, can you get me something for a month in Chicago? She was like, all right, sure. And I was just living out of the Marriott, and that sounds so 1%er. I was living out of the Marriott and then driving to work. And then that's how I moved to Chicago. And my car got broken into. They stole all my shit. And that's when I got in a house, actually. I moved into a house, and then I found a dead body on my doorstep. And then that's why I moved from Chicago.
Wait, what?
Upon a couple other things, but that was one of the attributing factors.
It was just like random.
Yeah, I like for whatever reason I decided to come home after lunch, and I lived in Wicker Park. And I came home, and then there was just like a body laying like in front of my fence.
What happened? Like, how did it?
It was out there it snows crazy, so I'm assuming he slipped and like hit his head on the floor.
Oh wow!
But when I went out there, like dude's head's covered in blood, and I was like, oh shit.
So it was just a random,
just
violent
random
accident.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa.
That's
and then,
crazy.
Bro, that happens so often, surprisingly. Like
People slipping or
no, just like me finding some random weird shit like that.
Okay,
like I put out a car fire at Walmart once. Like there was a guy who was getting stabbed in that back alley of my apartment. And I went out there to save his life. I'm holding his chest down, and he's like choking, and then I'm on the phone to the ambulance. Yeah. All right. Well, this podcast isn't for that. But
that's crazy. What the hell?
Damn.
But yeah. All right. So Chicago. So I ended up moving from Chicago, but that was one of the reasons why. And then when I moved, I ended up moving with my mom because I didn't have a place to stay. And then I was just driving back and forth between between Vegas and LA. And at the time I was PAing on the CBS lot, and I was on this TV show called The World's Best.
Wait, how did you even get hooked up with that? Like, you just applied, or like how?
My uncle, who's actually younger than me by like 3 years. Is it 3? Yeah, he's 3 years younger than me. He was like, yo, bro, I got, because he's part of some program called Streetlights, which take like the inner city kids and like teach them like PA shit, which is really nothing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they like throw you to the wolves, and you're like, hey, here, go make minimum wage on some cool shit. And it's like, oh, that's kind of lit. But I actually forego the whole Streetlights process, and he just connected me with the lady who was hiring him as a PA. And then I started going to there and just going back and forth. At some point, I was like sleeping in my car in between jobs so I could try and save money instead of wasting it on gas. Yeah. And then, funny enough, like one of the parking lots, this is very depressing.
Wait, so this is when you're living in Vegas still, but you're PAing in LA on
exactly.
CBS lot.
Yeah. And then,
and you're sleeping in your car.
To make sure like I make some sort of money.
Yeah. That's a 3-hour drive. That's like crazy.
It's 4, bro.
4-hour drive.
Yeah, and when you're
commute.
after that 16-hour PA day. You're just like,
dude, you're not.
oh shit. It's like, is it really worth $200?
Definitely not.
No. But I used to sleep in this the best place to sleep. I had this LA Fitness membership, and I would sleep in the parking lots of LA Fitness and then go shower in LA Fitness, and I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And then not to be depressing, but I used to sleep at the hospital because it's the only place where they're like, oh,
they don't even ask you.
No, they don't give a fuck. You just go in the lobby.
You're probably waiting for the emergency room.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So that was the clutch thing. I'd go in there
hours.
and just like put my headphones on and just like sit in a chair. And then one time security came over, they're like, hey, is everything all right? You've been in here like a couple
of days.
couple of weeks, bro. Weeks. And then I was just like, yeah, man, it's just like, family
just still
stuff.
waiting for the emergency room.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like in the lobby, so I was like, in my mind, there's like someone upstairs who I'm like there for or whatever. And then he brought me a blanket. He was like, bro, whatever you need, you know what I'm saying? Times are tough. And I was just like, vaguely enough, I was just like, yeah, man, it's family.
I mean, that's smart, bro. That's
you went in the lobby or you're in your car?
In the lobby. So at one point I was in the lobby, but then COVID popped off and then I had to move to my car.
Gotcha.
So I was just
but do you think the lobby seats, are you like laying across like a whole bench? Or like, I feel like
No,
being in your
single.
car would be more comfortable than sleeping in a bright ass hospital lobby.
Yeah, but it was safer to be in the hospital.
Why? Like people, you
I don't know. In my mind, I guess it didn't matter. At some point, I went back to the car and then I realized the car was more comfortable.
Eating hella hospital food or?
No, hell no. I was broke. I was like starving
that's
artists.
Crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, trying to make a shake, bro.
Yeah.
And
wait, so how old are you at this point?
This wasn't that long ago, Andy. This was 2019.
2019.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was 2019. So in 2019, I was
and you're
doing this.
still not really doing like video, like shooting any type of videos around this time?
You're just PAing at this point.
Yeah, I was PAing. PAing, and then, well, actually, no, I take that back. So like, I was PAing at the CBS lot, and then they also had another show, and I was doing that show as well. I forget what it was called. It was like a lot. It was like monochromatic, like old tones. I don't remember. And then Dancing with the Stars was on there too. It was a season with Tinashe was on there. But I was doing that, and then as I was doing that, I was also saving money for like video equipment. So like the first thing I bought was like sandbags. Oh shit, this is cool.
Got them for sandbags first.
Yeah, sandbags. I was just like, what's
but did you have a camera at that point or no?
No.
You didn't even
well, actually, no, I take it back. I had a for my photography world, I had a A7R2.
A7R, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the first thing I bought was sandbags off Facebook, and I got like some Sammy 15 pounds. I was like, oh, I'm on.
That is a very strange thing to get as a first.
No, I had to buy something that was like indestructible, something that I knew that every
like
set
the
needed.
least exciting thing to get as
but
like
I was
a gear
so
purchase.
thrilled, bro.
That's
I was
crazy,
so
bro.
thrilled. I was like, I'm doing this.
I think you have one of the most interesting stories so far, bro. This is like, it's so unorthodox, but I love it.
Bro,
it's crazy, bro.
Man, it's all over the place.
Just meeting you for the first time today and seeing you pull up, like just hearing this story and like seeing you pull up with a truck with your name on it, and
bro,
like I'm honestly
like 3 cameras. Yeah,
you
got your own like G&E package.
You have like clothes with your name on it. You come in like it's just crazy to just like see you like I mean I'm really interested to hear like this bridge because like you say you're like from 2019 was just that's when me and Andy started CinePacks. So I mean a lot can happen in 5 years, and it's just crazy to see someone's similar story, just like what 5 years looks like to them. So I feel like it's pretty inspiring and crazy,
bro. It's been a fight.
Yeah. So you got these sandbags.
All right, what's up
bro,
to the sandbags?
The sandbags were it though, man. I promise you. Like, now I fought so desperately to unify everything because I didn't want like an orange one and then like the beat up shit. So I just like kept finding like Sammy's bag. I didn't even know what Sammy's was. Like, but that goes to tell you like my love is more in the process, and like and that's why I'm terrible with names. And like you guys were asking, you're like, oh, who's some cinematographers who inspired you? Shit, I don't know, like the fucking dude who shot what's that? And I'm terrible with movie names too. It's just like for me to be in this industry is just like it's terrible, but it's just like I love the creation process and like the ability to self-express however you see fit for that specific project. But so sandbags were the first purchase. Second one was a Nucleus.
Nice.
Yeah, that's when it first came out, I think, like right around that area. And then for whatever reason, I had this idea to like buy Tesla battery packs because they're the same batteries as Nucleus. But I needed a lot of batteries for like an affordable price because I was broke as fuck. And then I realized that Tesla uses Panasonic 18650s, and I was like, oh shit, that's what the Nucleus takes. So then there's a bunch of salvaged Teslas, and I was just like, hey, can I come get a couple batteries off you? They're like, oh, all I got is a pack of 540 because they come in these bricks. I was like, what do you want for it? They were like, oh, give me $100. And I was like, okay. And so now I got 500 18650s, and I'm selling those. So that's how I get money for a Dana Dolly. That's the other purchase.
Wait, so hold on. I'm so
That's
confused.
the craziest
I'm so confused. I'm so confused right now. Wait, so you're saying Tesla batteries, inside of them are those like long batteries?
Yeah, the 18650s.
And so you're selling them to like what, like ACs who need extra?
No, not even, bro.
Batteries?
Just fucking random. You'd be surprised. Like 18650 is like
it's like a common.
Extremely common. It's like a watch battery. You know, like watch batteries take like the 2035 or whatever.
Yeah, those
yeah,
are
exactly.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Verify it.
What the?
But yeah. So
are you flipping these on like Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, just like random places. Like, just whatever, bro. I'm trying to make the dream work, and I'm.
So you just kind of made that connection. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, just like I need batteries. I can't afford the real ones. They're just like, where do they come from? And it's just like, okay, who mass produces these things? Mm-hmm. So I always try and go to the source. So like, even with when I bought my filtration, like that's why I even got the rhodiums. This is like at the peak of COVID, at the beginning, where everyone's like buying like toilet paper. Like I'm over here buying guns and bullets, and equipment at the same time. So during COVID, I hit up Schneider, and I was just like, yo, you guys got any radiance? And at the same time, I was buying Komodos like crazy, bro. At one point, I had like 16 Komodos.
What?
But this is all during during COVID was like the greatest time for me, because that's when like music videos and like independent artists, and my overhead was extremely low, and I can just do jobs for like $500 and it not matter, you know? And there were so many of those that at one point I was doing like 5 music videos a day.
Wait, how far into COVID was this? Like, this is
the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
2020.
Because I remember as soon as like everything shut down, I left LA because I was like, okay, everything's shut down. You can't go outside. Blah blah blah. I started getting hit up. It's like, yo, music video this, music video that. I'm like, yo, you're not supposed to leave the house. Like, what do you mean? Music?
Yeah, bro.
Like people, like I feel like people in LA, because we're from the Bay, and San Francisco, like everybody's so strict. Like anything like COVID, like.
I met Ghazi recently.
Ghazi? Oh, yeah.
The guy at Empire. Yeah, he's super cool.
But I feel like LA, like nobody gives a shit. Like people, like at least like, I don't know, the underground, like music scene,
it was
and
happening,
like
man.
the videography scene, like everybody's still
I feel like that's
working.
why our peer space kind of popped off. I mean, it was at the end of COVID. Or
that was the
like,
time to be a creator.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But so you were doing crazy amounts of music videos.
All right, so
it's probably because everybody else was like scared to go out.
Yeah, there's like, all right, so there's a little gap there. So during while I was PAing, I was trying to become an AC, because I while I was on set, like being a PA allows you to like move around set without any sort of responsibilities, and no one's just like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Well, they're thinking that, but they don't tell you that, right? So I'm just like eyeing the art department. At one point, I was art director, and I did like a feature, and I did like a couple commercials, but then I realized that art wasn't really my lane. Then I moved into went back to PAing, and then I was just like camera department, you know. But then again, like I feel like I went to art just because I was afraid to like jump into camera for whatever reason. Like
it's like more
my mind
daunting.
just
It's
like
more like a
bigger. It's just like you date all the girls you don't like, and then at the end you're like, I should have just dated that one.
That was the start.
You know.
If you're an editor, you should definitely check out CinePacks' digital assets. They have thousands of effects that you can easily drag and drop into any editor, like Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, Premiere, After Effects, CapCut, the list goes on. And since you're listening to this podcast, use promo code POD20. You're going to get 20% off your digital asset order. And if you don't want to spend any money, check out the free samples, because we have thousands of free sample effects that you can use in any project. Now back to the episode.
So I think that was my relationship with film and photography, and that as a whole, I was just like, since I loved it so much, I was just scared to fail at it. I think is the bigger thing, because I just hate that feeling, and it's like the feeling of failing in Memphis. Like I didn't want to relive that, so I was just like, let me just do all this other shit. But anyways, I ended up into the camera department, and funny enough, so I was a camera PA, and so like you run batteries and like you just stand there, and it's like, yeah, what do you want? Just, give me a coffee. So I was just like, well, that was cool enough for me, right? And then I was like, I really want to be in the camera department. So then at one point I was a truck PA, and then I had to do the pickup at Panavision one time, and I was just like, oh shit, Panavision. Mind you, I didn't know what Panavision was or nothing. So I go to Panavision and I go in there and I'm standing there, I'm looking around, I'm like, oh shit, this is a bunch of camera nerds like doing camera shit. So then I go in there, they print me a little tag, I put my tag on, I walk back there, they're like, oh, are you here for the stuff? And I was just like, yeah, I'm here for the stuff. And then they're like, where's your truck? And I was like, it's over there. So I load the car up, but I realized that when I got there, like, they didn't even, like, I typed my name in to get my tag. And I was like, huh, interesting. So then I went to work, then I came back, and then the next day I didn't have any PA gigs for a couple of days. So then I was just like, maybe I should go back to Panavision, print off another tag. So that's exactly what I did. So I print off a tag, or I went to Panavision, and they're like, who are you here for? I was like, oh, I'm here to prep at one of the bays. All right, come on in. So then I printed a tag, put it on, put my name, and then I went to the bays, didn't know anybody there, and I was just like, hey, you guys need some help? They're like, oh, are you here for Panavision? I was like, no, man, I'm just trying to learn like film. I just want to help. And then there was this dude, but he was like the one who like encouraged me. I was like, this is a genius idea. This is how you're gonna like.
I've never heard of anybody sneaking into Panavision to give like free labor, camera PA.
I was just trying, man. I was trying.
to learn.
I've been pulling at the strings for a long time, dog. Yeah. But so I went into Panavision. I was walking around bay to bay, and Panavision never came up to me. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Is this before COVID, or is this?
Yeah, this is right before COVID.
Okay,
so I'm giving you the gap right before.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where I met a couple of different.
Everybody was just cool with you just coming up to them like random.
Yeah, surprisingly.
And you're just like, oh, I just snuck in here, but I want to help
that's
you
what
out.
I told them. And then that's the thing is I've always been transparent. It's just like, yo, if I'm going to get kicked out, at least, I didn't lie to you. Like, I'm telling you what I'm trying to do. Like, if you want to stop my dreams, then, you'll be the one to stop me.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I think secretly everybody was like rooting for me. Like, oh, okay, like this kid's trying. Like,
yeah.
That's cool. Like,
I appreciate the
Go
passion.
in there and fucking learn some camera shit.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'd go in there and like, I had them set up the lasers. Like they showed me lenses. I got a job off of that, like a Kellogg's job. I got like a Ford car commercial job, just like as a camera PA, just being in the mix. And then they started hiring me as like a camera utility or a camera whatever. And then COVID happened, sadly. And then that's what like demolished all the little connections I had. Yeah, because like the unions were not moving at all. Yeah. And that's all the connections I had, really, especially with the CBS law. They closed down. Everyone at Panavision obviously closed down. And then at that point, like, I did have money saved. And then I was just like, damn, what do I do? So that was the moment where I was just like, okay, let's do music videos. Let's just like try and do my own thing. One day I was going to go shoot this video for Lexi. And while I was packing, it was like 3 a.m. I was packing at 3 a.m. and I was just like, let me go upstairs and like get some breakfast before I go. So I packed everything up, went upstairs, cooked some shit. I think I made I forgot what I made. I think it was like chorizo or like noodles or something affordable. And this is during COVID. I came back to my car, bro, and everything was gone. Oh. Everything.
And you don't have insurance or anything?
I did have insurance.
Oh, you did?
I did. And Athos didn't cover it because there was scheduled insurance and unscheduled insurance. And I didn't know the difference.
Was over a certain...
Yeah, so like scheduled insurance means that here's this camera and here's the serial number and here's my bill of sale or my bill of purchase.
It's like anything over a certain amount of money, you're supposed to schedule it.
Right, exactly.
Anything that's
anything you're supposed to schedule. You're supposed to schedule everything.
But if it's like little things like a cable or whatever, that's stuff that could be unscheduled.
Technically, you should schedule everything. Yeah. So you have amount of scheduled coverage and you have a like unscheduled coverage. Mm-hmm. Unscheduled coverage, I think mine capped at like $40K or something like that. Yeah. And at the time in my car, I think I had like $130K worth of stuff. Mind you, I had saved all this money in like the span of like 8 months.
That's crazy.
9 months.
You were so you were just shooting tons
you had
of
no rent.
Yeah. I had no rent, no overhead. Living in my car, bro. Smartest decision I ever made.
Buying cameras.
I just poured back in.
Selling batteries and shooting 5 music videos a day.
Yeah, just fucking, bro.
What kind of car were you in?
All right, so I started in an Altima, a Nissan Altima. It was like 2006 or something like. 2012, I think. And like the trunk was faded, and I sanded the trunk and like painted it myself. And I was in the Altima, and then I was just like, I need to upgrade. You know, things are getting good. I need a real bed in my car. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So I ended up getting,
I'm gonna get an apartment. Like, I'm gonna get a better car.
I need a better car.
Yeah.
So then I scavenged. I think my budget for a car was like $1,700, and I found this guy on Facebook, and I love Facebook. So like, I'm not sponsored by Facebook, but I get everything off Facebook.
Yeah.
So like, I found this guy on Facebook selling a Nissan Armada, and then I was just like, yo, bro, like I drive a hell of a lot. So do you mind if we test drive this car for like 2 hours? He was just like, it's a long time. I was just like, yeah, bro, but I drive back and forth to Vegas, like I do all this shit. And then he was just like, bro, your butt, it's $1,700, bro. Like you either get the car or get the fuck out my face. I was like, all right, cool. Like let's just test drive. So I ended up driving 2 hours anyways. So like I drove far as fuck.
Just kept them like
so I just kept talking to him. I just kept talking to him and just like keeping them occupied and like keeping the conversation interesting. It was like on the freeway, and all of a sudden we're in Bakersfield, and he was like, whoa, we're kind of far, let's turn around. I was like, yeah, I didn't realize how far we were. And then I was just like, all right, this is
gonna test drive your car all the way to Bakersfield.
Oh man.
Bro, so that's kind of like how that went. And I was just like, all right, this is a reliable car. So then I ended up buying the Armada, and then I built this platform inside of it. So like I had drawers that were like soft close. Like I went all out. Like I created this structure, and then I bought this foam. I put a full twin size bed in there with like a cover over it.
Is this like an SUV or like?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like similar to the truck I have now. But I put these drawers in it, and I padded them, and I put like the like material over it, so it wasn't just wood. And it was like pretty. It's like in my mind I was like, oh, I'm like making like a camping truck or something. So I upgraded my car to a Nissan Armada, and I actually have a video of my video village. I had a small HD 24 in my trunk, and that's where video village was. It was literally on top of my mattress, but for whatever reason, people just didn't even think about the fact that I lived in my car at the time.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was obvious, and they just didn't ask. It was like one of those things, like, damn, like, does he live in his car? Like,
yeah.
Do we say something? Like, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does a lot of camping. So like, I don't know, but I got a couple pictures where Video Village is like laying on my bed, and it's like everyone's looking, but it's legit. There's like, you got the fucking wardrobe guy over here. You have like the first ACs over here. You got like Steadicam. They're all looking at my trunk, and with the Video Village monitors, but I don't know.
Fuck it. So fast forward, I guess I kind of just wanted a picture of like what kind of car you're living in at this point, but you're rebuilding up this camera package. You're shooting a lot of music videos. What's that kind of like? Are you starting to get like bigger budgets, or like working on bigger videos and getting, better pay, like once COVID's kind of things are reopening, or what's
so like, so I'm still working on the better pay, because like I take a lot of the projects I even do now, even to this day, like I'll direct and DP something, not because I want the money, but because I know that I can do both, and then I can allocate the DP rate over to art department, and then make the project shine. And I really shouldn't do that, but I've done that so many times, and now it's just like, I know I can do it, and it's just like the project doesn't really suffer. It does, but it doesn't, type of thing, to where I can put it on the screen, and I'll rather worry about getting the next client rather than anything else, because it's just like I can take the money and go home, or I can put it on the screen and
just have a better product everybody could be proud of.
Exactly, and that's how shit like that's possible, or like like that helicopter that's on that thing, like that came out of my pocket. It's just like production didn't provide that, like I did. But that's what like makes other people look at it and be like, oh damn, bro, like you're getting big budgets. Like no, like budget on that was 10,000. Like
reinvesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But at what point did you start working with like the bigger brands and like like the more celebrity like?
So it was like during COVID, really like set the tone for working with artists. Really, I worked a lot with Bryson or Annalie Chapa, and then I worked a lot with Lexi, and then on the Lexi project I met this director named Ben Mark, and then Ben is actually one of the major reasons why I even started getting major music videos. Yeah, and that's why like to this day, like Ben will call me, I don't even care what the rate, I don't even ask him the rate. I'm just like, whatever, Yeah. He's like, yo, are you available? yeah, I'm available. Doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter if you got $1. Doesn't matter if you got 1,000. Like, just tell me when and where, and I'll be there. Like, these are the people who like help me.
Yeah,
so like I'm there for them every moment. Anything that they ask is there. But Ben put me on I forget the first project we did. I want to say it was T Grizzly. Yeah, it was the T Grizzly music video in the desert. I forget what it's called, but it's like a desert. He's in a Tesla just driving around. I think that was the first one. But Ben Mark, that was one of the gateways into like getting into bigger projects. And when I'm talking bigger, probably like $25K kind of budgets sort of thing. Before that, everything that I did personally were like 5 to like 7, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm mitigating a lot of that cost because like I was buying essentially
you
everything.
Have all the gear. So
yeah,
you can
and then
bring the cost down from rentals. And
yeah, and see, but I wasn't bringing the cost down for rentals. I was taking the rental money.
Oh, you were.
But I was just like I was scaling. Yeah. Horizontally. And so I was also trying to invest into other things because like in my mind I've always wanted to shoot a feature, but a lot of the hard costs associated with stuff is really like gear rentals.
Yeah.
So if I can avoid
have your own resources, you can just
exactly
bring the cost down and shoot a feature for nothing,
and I can just do it on my own time was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times like what you're paying for is the availability of people. So like if they have to skip something, you got to pay a premium. You know, it's just like, oh, I got to move this around. It's just like, but if I can move around them and I have my own shit, then it doesn't matter if it takes me like a year to shoot this movie. Like I'll do it eventually. So every purchase that I've made to this day has really been working towards like shooting my own feature. Yeah. And that's kind of like what I'm getting to now.
You want to DP it or you want to like direct it, produce it, your own?
I don't know, like maybe Zack Snyder it, you know, double down. Yeah. You know, you get down, you know, so you know the business.
I mean, to be honest, like I feel like a lot of the decisions I've been making is kind of the same thing, you know. Like we have our own 1-ton package here. I have my own camera packages. Like the studio spaces are slowly growing them and getting different things for. So like location wise, like
you're
like,
set.
Yeah, like
you're good, bro. Spider-Man shit is crazy, man. What?
I can shoot my own shit like at my own time. It's just like now that I have so much stuff going on though, it's hard to find the time.
Exactly. That's my struggle right now.
But it's just like, you know, but at some point, now I have the resources, I just don't have the time.
Exactly, it's one or the other. Yeah, and that's why like Memphis for me was a sweet spot because at the time I didn't have the resources. So it's like that's when the fundamental stuff, like you know the CVS shit and the Walgreens shit, that's when all that kind of really played a part to like create your foundation. Yeah. But then once you really get busy, you get too busy being busy that you're not able to pour into yourself. You know, you see all these incredible things or whatever, but you're really just like launching other people's brands, and then you look back and you're just like, well, what do I have from it? I don't even have residuals. I just got a fucking headache and my back hurts now.
Yeah. Josh, let's pull up one of these first clips here.
Yeah. So this one you told me a little bit about earlier. Talk us through this.
Oh, the first part is the best part.
Shot
Can you loop that first stuff?
So how did you get this? This looks like this is like a high-rise building.
So the way that we got this shot, this is actually a menace arm sticking out the window with my Raptor on the edge of a menace arm with a baby pin and a gobo head. Yeah, with a safety chain.
So it's just one mounting point, a safety chain on a menace.
Yeah,
just outside a window.
Yeah, there was no KG on set. I was a KG, so and I was just like, again, Andy. So it's my shit. You know what I'm saying? So
you drop it.
Yeah, I drop it. It's over. I got the other one in the truck. You know, but that's also why I always buy 2 of everything. Okay. Is because like I do a lot of like stupid shit like this. That
I mean, that's a sick ass shot though.
Yeah, like, see, but you recognize it. So I was just like, oh yeah.
Like I'm like watching this like. I would have no idea how you would have done this.
So this is I cropped it in a little bit because luckily we had the AK, but so it's a menace arm. It's a 12-foot menace with I think a 6 adapter on it. So we shouldn't even do that. So it's like it's bridged at the ear. So it's 12 that way and 6 this way. Yeah. And ratchet across the top and a vertical mounted Raptor with I think I had the Laowa 12. On here.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide lens. And this is coming out of the same apartment, like
out of the same
another window.
Yeah, the adjacent
12
window.
feet sticking out the side.
Yep.
Window.
Bro, I have
I'll send
you the BTS.
The BTS, yeah, I want to see the BTS
right there. Look at that, it's crazy. So it's just sticking out the window, and we loosened it. It's sitting on top of, what's the proper name for it? Junior to baby to junior
butt plug
pin. Yeah. What do you call them now? What do they really
call it? A butt
plug. All right, so it's a slider stand, one of those little Matthew slider stands with a butt plug on it, and I have the Menace swinging, and it's loose, so it's like there's no real anchor on there. It's not. It's just like hella bags, bro. I think I had like 6 35-pound bags. Shout out to Canvas Grip, but 6 35. Oh, bro, and Canvas. When I cried that day. You remember the sandbag story, right? That was the first purchase ever. Whenever I bought my new sandbags with my name on it, bro, like I talked to Ivan, this is during COVID, and I was just like, yo, bro, like I want to buy some sandbags, but I want to make them unique to myself, so like, can we make them red and put my name on them? He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, that's interesting, let's do it. So he made it, bro, and I was just like, I cried, and I bought him some Coronas. I was like, bro, thank you, you don't know how much this means to me. But anyways, yeah, so Canvas Grip. So we had like hella 35-pound bags on top of this thing, and it was just hanging out the window, and we just like pivoted it in, and that was it. Originally I wanted to put like another 8-foot adapter onto it, but then at that point it just got real weird because I didn't have another third point of contact. But the idea was that I wanted to swing over and then push it in through the window and do like a walk-in shot. To do the walk-in, I had to use magnets, and I was like, I can't really risk it
that much.
Can't really risk it, but I can risk it, but I can't really risk it. So I was just like, all right, fuck it, we'll just do it this way.
That's a sick shot. Let's do the next shot, Josh.
Or I guess we could talk about this project in its entirety.
So this is a music video?
No, this is a commercial spot for a weed brand called Fried. All right, so this is like a nightmare story. So this was terrible, bro. Like day of, like we had did so much planning. We had talked to the building owner, Sebastian, like fucking Sebastian. If you're watching this, bro, you already know, bro. Like, bro, man. All right, so we pull up to location. Crew's pretty heavy. So this is like a decently budgeted project, and crew's like 20 count. We have 40 extras. We have security. We have like the 3-ton, my car, the van. We have hella shit outside. And then the building engineer is like, oh, you guys can't come in because you don't have a permit. And I was just like, oh, we talked to Sebastian, you know, he said we're straight, you know. He was like, no, you're not. He was like, I'm the fire marshal, and I'm telling you, you can't come in. So mind you, we're on the hook. We're supposed to start this project. It's like 8 in. He's telling us we can't load in. So we lose our location at the beginning of the day. So then we're like, I'm looking at Moses. Moses is my producer. He's actually a Steadicam, but I use him as a producer. I'm looking at Moses. I'm looking at Dragon. I'm looking at Hattie. So I'm like, my production team, and I'm just like, bro, like,
the fuck do we do?
Yeah, I was just like, yo, let's just go to Burger King. Yeah, that was because like whenever I'm stressed out, like I've learned to like step back, not get stressed, and just like relax, and just like take a breath, take a moment, because when you start frantically making choices, they're gonna be poor choices. So I was just like, yo, let's just like take a breath, let's just get the fuck out of here, let's shuffle everybody over, just let them go where the fuck they want. And then that's where I got overages that also came out of my pocket, and just like, yo, give everyone a per diem and let them get the fuck on for like 4 hours, like a couple hours, let us get our shit together. So then we went to Burger King. I had some no, it was actually Carl's Jr. because I went into what I thought was Burger King and ordered chicken fries. They're like, no, we only have Stars. I'm like, Stars? What the hell is that? And I was just like, yeah, we don't sell chicken fries. I was like, when did you guys stop? And it's like, because I'm at Carl's Jr. and Carl's Jr. sells Stars, but that's when I realized, bro, I think I'm stressed out. Like, but anyways, so we're sitting there eating these chicken Stars. And I'm talking to Moses. Moses is pacing back and forth. And then I'm talking to Dragon. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are we going to do? And then the client's right there is like, bro, how often does this happen? I'm just like, never, bro. Like, you're the lucky one. So funny enough, like 2 days prior to that music video, or this commercial, we had shot a music video at this bank location. And that's exactly what we needed, was a bank location. But it's not really a bank setup. It's more like a how would I explain it? It says bank in the front, but it's really like a banquet hall for weddings, really. Yeah. So it's like, you could imagine what it looks like. It has like white walls, like chandeliers, glass. It's very bright, airy, you know. But then Dragon was just like, yo, let me call the location and see. We ended up booking the same location that we had shot at previously, and they're like, yeah, come on in, but you gotta pay cash. And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, all right, cool. Greatly enough, like the weed guys pay cash, so I was just like, all right, we'll pay them cash, and then they charged us like a little extra, and we're a little over on the location budget. But then we started sending everyone over there. And then the client was just like, yo, bro, like, I'm panicking right now. I got a lot of money on the line. It's just like, like, this shit's all over the place. What the fuck are you doing, bro? And I was like, bro, it's all good, you know. And I'm burning in the back of my head. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, hope it works out. But we got over there. Instead of having 10 hours to do everything, we had to do it in 6. So as soon as we got over there, we started, like, really, really just, like, moving. So shout out to the first AC team and the G&E department. Art department really like pulled it all together. It's just like, but we did a lot of pre-production prior to this, so like everyone was in tune with the pivots that we had to make. Yeah. So on the way over to the other location, like we were just kind of like planning it all in our mind and like making adjustments and like we got this. The helicopter scene wasn't supposed to happen, but since Sebastian fucked
do you own this helicopter?
No, this is no. I wish.
Why does it say Libertine on it?
Oh yeah, I gotta brand everything, bro. I gotta brand everything. Everything's branded. I'm glad you noticed.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's crazy. I was like, this is your own personal helicopter.
Oh no, at some point I wish. I dream. It's actually the wrong helicopter. I sent Jazz the.
Jazz, it's a 3D helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, Jazz.
So I sent Jazz the asset, but he like. Funny enough, somehow he fucking bought the wrong asset. And I was like, bro, what the fuck, Jazz? He was like, bro, my bad, man. Just like, well, you know, I'll get it right on the next one. But it's cool, man. It looks beautiful either way.
Hey, we appreciate you listening to the CinePacks podcast. We actually don't have any sponsors for this podcast. It's all self-funded. So if you want to support us, head on over to our website, buy some digital assets or a lens filter. We'd really appreciate it. Enjoy the podcast. Check out this next clip.
This one's a music video.
Yeah, this is a music video. This is the first thing that I actually directed. Like directed, creative directed, like did everything. Like put like you know that meme where the guy's name on every credit.
Yeah.
Like that was me. And my sister was art department, but she did all the balloons and stuff on the sets. And this was actually this was a really fun project just because the way it was shot, I color graded it myself. I edited. I did everything. But this was one of those projects where like we troubleshooted quite a lot and we accomplished quite a lot. Paris might be upset that I shared this because he hasn't released it. But
this ain't out?
But I wanted to. I'm doing this on purpose, Paris. You gotta drop the video, bro.
Drop the full thing.
When is this supposed to come out?
All right, so the C4 stuff, this was cool. And I'll send you guys the BTS of them like throwing me around the ring. But this was a pretty heavy production shoot. WWE gave us access to their stage in Orlando, I believe. I think we were in Orlando. And I think the crew was like 50 or 60 people deep. And then at the same time we were shooting like 8 months of content across 6 different talents. So at any point in time, we didn't have more than one DP. So I was kind of like dragged around maybe 5 different setups at the same time that were running all concurrent of one another. So like while they're shooting this, like I run upstairs and go light the other one and I'm talking to them. And then, so we have like 4 Steadicam operators. I think we had like 8 ACs. G&E team was like 20 people deep. Yeah, and we also, and WWE gave us access to their staff as well. Wow. But we were doing photography at the same time, doing stills, doing product work, doing this shit, doing like what we were calling Ignite Your Fires. This is one of those like main campaigns. But it was fun to shoot. It was super fun. I was in the ring with a Laowa 12 mil. And they were just like throwing me rope to rope, around, and then they on one of the shots they actually like they fake kicked me, and I felt them gonna like kick me, so they threw me to the turnbuckle, and I bounced back, and like they put their foot up, and I dropped down, and everybody's like, oh shit, did he get kicked? Yeah. Because they didn't know I was gonna fall, and neither did the Usos, and then but they realized that I was straight, and then they kept acting, but everyone else was like, damn, bro, they didn't really kick you.
Damn, they're beating this guy up.
But that's part of like being able to be a good like handheld operator.
Yeah.
Because there's
improving and
there's like 2 ways to do it. And like you can operate or you can be in the scene with them. Yeah. Holding the camera. Right. And I'd rather be in the scene, like seeing what they're doing and then like reacting to that and just like floating the camera where like I'm almost not even looking at the monitor. I'm really paying attention to what they're doing more so than anything. And that's why I like shooting dance and like stuff like that where I can actually like blocking. So like in my music videos that I direct, I like elaborate blocking to where we can like flow from place to place rather than like if I'm gonna change the angle of the camera, it'd be nice to like, you know, like how you look over, like we motivate the reason why the camera's moving, you know. So like the little things like that, I feel like are great, or I think that's what my style is if I were to pick one. Is to like motivate camera motion. Like on the Paris music video, like he was performing towards camera, but I was just like, yo, P, just look up. And then I ended up putting another camera up there for no reason. Then he looked to the right and there's another angle there. So it's just like obviously relighting all that. It's just like you could just do it like this and it'd be fine. But I feel like if you can get like cool blocking, like hospital shows are great at that. Like dancing around with the camera and like elegantly moving from room to room. It's beautiful how they do it.
Yeah. I feel like this one too, it really feels like, just like some of these shots, I feel like just the way you're talking about handheld, you can really feel just like the energy, and it feels like, you know what I mean?
There's a lot going on. On the C4 stuff, there was like the editors, Michael, Adrian, Seti, and Flashy, they were going fucking crazy with the edits, man. So they did a lot of heavy lifting. This is Coil Ray. This was an interesting project.
How was it working with her?
Oh man, it was great. It was really rocky in the beginning because the first AD left my keys. That's what changed the flow of the project. Was the first AD took my keys to the second location. I'm trying to leave, and me and the director, you know, they're brainstorming or whatever the fuck, like looking at stuff, and like he leaves, right? And Michael, the director, is supposed to ride with me, and we get to my car and we get in. I hit the start button. Like, oh shit, bro, where are my keys? And I look at my Apple and I'm like, oh shit, the keys are at the next location. What the fuck? So then we call the first AD and he's like, I'm like, bro, my keys are missing. He was like, oh, I have them. I was like, bro, what the fuck? We're still at the airport. Like, and then me and Michael are stuck at the other place, and that puts us like 2 hours behind schedule. So this scene right here was a scene that we shot immediately after. No, this is the airport we got stuck at. Michael pours so much into his projects. It's incredible. Like his wife has to like reel him back, and I'm sure she hates that I'm saying this, but like without his wife, like this guy would go broke on his projects just because he has so much passion. You know, it's dangerous when you're a passionate creative because you don't really care about the money. It's just like if I did it, I would have picked a different job. Like I do it because I love it, but the fact that I love it, like sometimes I get abused because of it. You know, and that's the fear. Like you hope that people don't take advantage of it, but so many times that they do. You know. But so that Lambo, Michael got, he shouldn't have got. Tal gave him shit over it, and oh no, it's cool. We can move on. But the process trailer project of that process trailer of players for Coil Ray was pretty cool. We had the Lambo on there, and then we did some practical shots. For whatever reason, the car couldn't start that day. Another thing that.
Another hiccup.
Production things. So like when the car is moving, there's actually like 2 guys back there pushing it.
No way.
Yeah, and I'm actually hiding in the driver's seat, like steering it so she doesn't get ran over.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's that. So this music video, this is Poe. This was like one of the bigger projects that I directed on my own. I actually, when I got this project, my sister's friend recommended me to the VP of Empire Africa. Just like, and that's when I was just like, damn, like, is my career changing right now? Like, what's going on? So it's just like, but anyways, she recommended me to him. I had a meeting with him briefly over the phone, and then he flew to America, and without a contract, he wired me the money for the project. And to this day, that's still crazy. Like, I didn't have like a scope of work or anything. He was just like, can you do it? And I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. Here's the money.
Trusted you,
yeah. So it's kind of crazy, bro. And then that's the other stress, because the original thing that we bid it on, that I told him we were going to do, was nothing concerning an airplane at all. Like zero. And there's like a full circle moment, because this was inspired by Soul Plane. And I ended up shooting with the director of Soul Plane, Jesse Terrero, later, like maybe like a month after this dropped, or a month after we shot it, and then it dropped. And then I told Jesse, I was like, yo, bro, like, you inspired my music video. But the reason why that happened was because like a couple days before this project, I was watching Soul Plane, and I just watched Black Knight with Martin Lawrence, and I was just watching a bunch of old shit, and I was just, you know, those are some of my favorite movies. But so we were originally, are you familiar with the location in Lancaster? I think it's Lancaster, but it's like the white cyc wall with the water, with the Chris Brown Usher shit. Was it Usher? But anyways, we were supposed to shoot there, and it was raining. And at one point we were like, do we adopt the rain? Like, but we were already committed to that treatment, and we sent it in, we approved it and everything. And then I was sitting there with Hattie, and I was like, bro, we can't commit to the rain. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, these girls are gonna be fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Girls in lingerie, and it's like 60 degrees outside. Like, we're dead. And we talked to locations. Excuse me. We talked to location, and he was like, yeah, we can heat the water, but it's gonna be like $6,000. I was like, oh damn. Like,
yikes.
I can't pour into a heater. Like, I can pour into art department, but not into a fucking heater. That's crazy. So I was just like, yo, we gotta pivot, Hattie. So like, and mind you, this is like 2 days before this.
Yeah.
And like, it's a pretty big project. So like 2 days before, like, it's like 3 a.m. Like, I think my baby's asleep on my chest, and I'm on the phone. I'm on FaceTime with Hattie, and we're just scrubbing through, I think Gigster. Was it Gigster? And we're just looking, and I was just like, bro, we need to find something that's indoors and make it incredible. And originally there's a train station in Anaheim that we were going to use, but we couldn't pull a permit. They wouldn't let us pull a permit, and we needed a permit to shoot there. And then we found this place, which was like a airplane hangar, but it was a soundstage, which Soul Plane was actually shot at, which is crazy. So as like a Soul Plane inspired kind of thing. But it at its core, the story for this music video is the two pilots. Like, one's a pilot, the other one's just like a player, I guess you could call him. And he's like in the back, like having sex with the girl, and then the other pilot's having sex with the other girl, or like, he's not paying attention to flying, and then she accidentally hits the throttle to the plane, and the plane lurches forward, and everyone's falling. That's what motivates the red and blue, and everyone's dying and partying. And then like the masks drop down, and everyone's like turned up. But at its core, that was the idea, is that they were all falling to their death and like partying to it is the idea. Everyone's like dying. But
it's like, and that video got like 7 million plus views in like a month or something, or 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, there's some there's a couple out there that have like 200 million views on YouTube. Like the stuff I do with Fuerza Regida has like 200 million views. This other dude, Rancho El Cochinero, that I DP'd, that has like 200 million. I think in 2023, what year is it? 24. In 23, I did 221 projects last year.
That's crazy.
And then collectively is like 3 billion views.
Wow.
Something like that.
So coming to the end here, where's your focus kind of going? Are you still trying to DP a lot, or it seems like you directed a few projects as well?
Focus on directing more?
As much as directing is fun, like
more stress and more pressure.
Hell yeah. Especially if you got both titles.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's just like, all right, not only is the client on your ass, like crew is down your throat. Yeah. So it's just like, but I think having a baby, recently having my daughter, is what's allowed me to not be stressed in situations like that. Because to me, it's just like a bunch of crying babies. And it's just like,
just like used to it at the house.
Yeah, but just think about what we're doing. Like, this is people's dream jobs. You know, like what we do is beautiful. Like, I know we're behind schedule. I know that it's not ideal. I know that, lunch is late. I know meal penalty is a thing. But it's just like, bro, we shoot videos. Yeah. Relax.
Yeah. I feel like the contrast too, just how you're saying like 4 years ago, you're living in your car.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's just like,
I
don't think I'll ever let that part of me go.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that, like, I think I'll always, like, at least in my head, I'll always win. Because it's just like, from where I've came to where I'm at now, it's just like, bro, relax.
Yeah.
Like, it's just it's an eyeball shot. Oh, this is a cool eyeball shot, because when we shot this, we were going to kill the shot. This is what a probe lens. If you look close enough, you'll see like a vertical black line, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to kill this. They're going to let talent go. But I was just like, bro, I really want this dude's eyeball. And his name's, what's his name? Matt Levis, I think. He was a quarterback for... I'm so bad with names, but he's like in an NFL or something. But we lit this through a pop-up tent, like the tents that you just like use on locations
Yeah,
so like on the other side of that is a 1200D in the rain, two 1200Ds in the rain, and then on the other side is another 600D, and it's just pumping through the tent.
Because you need a lot of light for a probe lens.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. So I actually lit that through a tent.
It's pretty sick. Yeah.
You'd never guess it. But yeah, they were trying to kill that shot, and I was like, bro, we can do it. Just put the lights in the rain. Fuck it. So Aperture, it's water resistant.
Yeah, water resistant.
Yeah. It's great.
Shout out Aperture.
What's the last question you want to ask?
I don't know. I mean, do you, I don't know. I guess, like, do you have any, like, advice for people that are trying to do what you're doing, or, like, kind of build? I mean, I feel like you have such a unique story. It's kind of hard, right? Like, not everybody can, like, save rent by living in a car and just buy hella gear.
No, but you can. It's just more of a do I want to.
I guess, I mean,
I wouldn't recommend it.
You wouldn't recommend it?
No, I wouldn't even recommend buying stuff.
Really?
No, like, damn, I hate to say this, bro, but school, like film school.
Yeah.
Go to
but
film
you didn't
school.
go to film school,
no.
though.
That's crazy.
So how do you even know?
I so wish.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest determining factor, I think, that really sets the tone of where you start in your career.
Yeah.
So, like, similar to, like, the Air Force, you know, like, if you enlist, like, you can only climb so high. But if you go to college first and then go to the Air Force, you can start as an officer, right? So, like, by going to school, you almost embed yourself in the industry without embedding yourself because you already have the network.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm going at it backwards. The reason why I'm purchasing so much shit is because I don't know any producers on, like, real projects. So, like, despite everything that you've seen, like, nothing is union. Yeah. Everything's non-union. And it's very, like, it's not any ways that I would realistically want to do a project. Like, there's not like producers who are hitting me, like real producers, like Moses is a producer, but not like a producer, you know, no offense to Moses, but he knows that. So, like, I'm still working towards getting in the actual industry. Yeah. So, like, despite all the work that I've done, there's still so many more things that I have to do from a marketing standpoint towards producers to actually get in the circle of real jobs where I can actually afford to pay people OT, or actually it's not even my department anymore, you know, because I'm running payroll, I'm running accounting. I couldn't afford an accountant anymore, so I had to let him go, and now I'm running my own payroll, and, like, I'm doing all these things on my own, but it's out of so my editor once told me, he was just like, yo, bro, like, you do all this shit, but, like, if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go to team. So, like, right now, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, like, a producer to really put me in a position where I can get better projects. So, like, Michael Adrian, like, with the gaming commercial stuff, like, all that is, like, actually getting me to a point where I can do, like, real things, you know, because I actually tried to join the union, and I contacted IATSE, and they're like, oh, you only need, like, 100 hours or, like, some shit. Send me your call sheets. So I send them my call sheets, and she was like, oh, none of these are real. I'm like, what? Why aren't they real? She was just like, oh, because it's your production company. I was just like, yeah, but it's like a real LLC. I have an EIN, like, I have insurance. She was like, oh, yeah, but you didn't go through payroll. I was just like, yeah, because payroll is expensive. I go through CAPS or EP. Like, they're going to take, you know, it's going to cost me like $20K to run it through them. If I do it through me, like, it's costing me $250 to run, and they just worry about their own taxes, and they do 1099s or whatever. And she was like, yeah, none of this is real. Like, and then, mind you, I sent her, like, over 100 call sheets, and she said none of them were valid.
That's crazy. So
it's just like, it's also another, that actually got me in my head about the fact, it's like, damn, I should have just, like, went to Chapman or, like, did some real shit to like be in the right doors. Because right now it's just like I'm climbing up a ladder that necessarily I didn't have to climb had I went through the proper channels. So I wouldn't say that film school is there for the knowledge, because it is, you know, to an extent. You learn the proper ways to do shit, but, you know, with the desire and the passion to actually like progressing your career, like, you can learn that by yourself. So school is really a place where, you know, if you can't teach yourself, that's where you go. But for me, film school makes more sense because of the connections it creates. Because you're in the doors with the right individuals, and because, like, I've been fighting to get a mentorship program from the ASC for the longest. Like, I've applied. I'm gonna apply again, and then I already did like a thing that I'm gonna submit. I have to submit it before July, and then that's right around the corner. So, like, I'm doing that. But, like, I feel like having film school in my pocket would put me in positions where people would actually respect my work. And it'd be in the right faces. Like, right now, it's not in the right faces. It's great. It looks beautiful, but it's just not in the right faces because it's not through the proper channels of communication or the proper channels of execution.
I don't know.
So if I had any advice to people, I would say do it the right way. No shortcuts. I took shortcuts, but it's taken me so much longer because of it. Like, I've came long, but I feel like if I would have went through the proper channels, it would have been like a step back for a short amount of time. And also like during COVID, none of that was happening. So like it didn't even dawn on me to do it because it didn't exist, right?
Yeah.
So like if it did exist, I probably would have did it. But if I were to do it over, I would go to school. That's like one of the biggest things. And I still regret not having a college degree and like shit like that. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like you really need things like that in life because it just puts you in the right places. Do it the right way.
Sick. Oh, right.
No shortcuts.
All right.
We'll anything you want to plug, or we'll link your Instagram and everything down below. Anything specific people should look out for?
No, just don't look out for me. Like look out for yourself. Like yeah, like you know, Fire. Like my work doesn't mean shit. And it's just like if anything, just like look at it and just, you know, if you were at one point where I was, just like it's possible. You know, I'm still fighting, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sick.
Sick.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming on the pod.
All right, for sure. Thank you for having me.